guys, it's Madison and welcome to Plaza Vlogs. We're so excited. I've got some of my best friends here with me today. I've Ben and Molly and Nathan, and we're so excited to do this. We're just giving you some Plaza content while we're kind of shut down for a little bit and postponing our shows. So today we're going to be ranking our top 3 favorite musicals. We're so excited because we've got probably some controversial opinions and some differing points of view about musicals. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Madison. I am the director of marketing at Plaza, and I have a lot of opinions about musicals. Ben, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Benjamin. I did a lot of shows at Plaza. I grew up doing musical theater. I'm no longer in musical theater, but I know a lot about musical theater. I've done a lot of shows, and I have very strong opinions about musicals and musical theater.
Okay, Molly.
All right, my name is Molly. I also did a lot of shows at Plaza a while ago. I'm no longer doing musical theater, but I've been to Broadway more than once, so I think I have a valid opinions.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I also did a lot of shows at Plaza, and I'm currently studying musical theater at Missouri State. Go Bears.
The expert.
He's the expert, yes, definitely. I'll go first. We're going to go 3 to 1. So we're starting at number 3, then 2, then 1. So my number 3 choice for a musical is Waitress. I love it. I think it's amazing. It's moved me to tears. I think it's so good.
I've seen it. I've seen it twice. It's good. It's good. I mean, like, the story's beautiful. It's very empowering to women. At the end, I don't know if it's bad to like expose, but she ends up by herself in a very empowering way. My thing about Waitress, and I love Sarah Bareilles. I feel like some of the music doesn't flow well, and it just doesn't like flow with the rest of the rest of the musical, and it's very choppy and very, I don't know, it just doesn't really go with each other.
There are definitely some songs that like stick out that like don't blend with the rest of the music.
Okay, so my number 3 is Singing in the Rain. Okay.
I like it.
It objectively has stood the
Test of time.
Thank you. And it's objectively a really fun show. It takes a lot of like actual technical theater, like the rain itself, and like people actually doing the rain and kind of like figuring out how to make that work, regardless if it's actually like water or if it's like, I don't know if a production has ever done this, but like glitter. I don't know. I think it's super cool. And then I love one of my favorite all-time like characters from musical theater is the crazy lady. Tina always plays her. Thank you. Thank you. Like, she's so funny, and it's just like a very entertaining musical. And I feel like there's this golden age of musicals that like King and I and Sound of Music and stuff like that came from. And I just think Singing in the Rain is just one of those that just is timeless and is really lovely, and the music is really nice and fun. And I was like, that would be a really fun show to do. I've never done that show.
You haven't? I've
Nope.
done that show. I had to pass out candy to the audience, and I didn't enjoy that. And I also had to play the burlesque dancer.
That's awesome.
And also it flooded the theater.
Oh yeah.
No, there's so many good numbers in there, and like just like old slapstick comedy. Like
Yes.
nothing better than a good tap dance number and some slapstick comedy.
Okay, Molly, what's your number 3?
Okay, this is gonna be probably my most controversial take. My number 3 musical is Cats the musical.
Molly, I love Cats.
No, you're canceled.
At Molly.
You're done. You're done.
Here's why. Okay.
No.
I went to Broadway with my mom. We saw multiple shows together, okay? One of which was Kinky Boots. And so when we bought our tickets, I was thinking Kinky Boots is going to be my favorite show that I've seen, for sure. We saw Cats. I was moved the entire time. The acrobats was amazing.
Okay.
And also, okay, backstory too. When I was younger, I had a VHS of like the original Cats, and I
Yes.
never liked it. I could never get through it. I didn't understand it. But then after like understanding the story that it was coming from poems that were based off of like real cats, and I understood fully like the idea of like the Jellicle ball and everything, I just think it's like really fantastic, and the costumes are always so cool to see. But mainly like the acrobats, but also I mean the music. Like I think it was, who was it when I saw it on Broadway? Singing Memory. I forget who it is, but it made me cry. I don't know. I mean, it.
The songs, they're like bangers. There's so
They
many
are.
good. There's so
The
many
rom-com
good.
cover?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. This was really hard for me, but I had to go with a classic, Les Mis. Les Mis was the first.
That's where we met.
I know, that's where I met Madison. I was my first community theater show ever. And I also, like, I don't really remember the first time I heard Les Mis, but it just kind of was like always there, you know, like I just don't, it was just always like in my world, and man, it just gets me every time. It makes me cry.
Yeah, Les Mis is like just one of those shows that like is objectively just a gorgeous show. The music, the story, you know, the story of redemption, the story of forgiveness.
I saw the tour when I was like 13 and I had no clue what was going on. I probably could not name one plot point.
It's
It had some sort of like projection mapping thing going on in the back that I did not understand, and that was the only thing I remember from it, except because like Javert was falling and it was like moving. And I could not understand how it worked because I didn't have any concept of technical theater. That was the only thing I remember from it.
yeah,
Picture me in like an infinity scarf by the sign that's like use theatrical haze, and it's like me like my number 2 musical is 9 to 5. Okay. I love that musical. It is so good. I love Dolly Parton. I love the storyline, like empowerment. I mean, it's a little violent, but it's amazing. I saw it at Granbury and it changed my life.
I'm a big Dolly Parton stan, and I've never seen a live production, but I've seen the movie, and can't beat good Southern women fighting the patriarchy. You can't.
Amen. Okay, so my number 2 musical is Come From Away. So this just left Broadway. So for the people who are watching, you may not know it. It's a really good musical, set in Newfoundland. I don't know if I want to like spoil the plot, but it's a really beautiful musical. So there are, I believe, 8 or 9 actors on the stage, but each one of them plays like 3 or 4 characters. So it like requires a lot of like technique from the actors. The music is just really cool. The story is really cool. I don't want to spoil the plot for everyone watching, so look it up if you want to see why it handles a really heavy subject matter very beautifully, and there's comic relief, but there are also very like heartbreaking scenes. And I was talking to my mom about it last night to come up with my musicals, and she was telling me that Madison, are you asleep or frozen? Okay. She looked like she was asleep. That the character, like the actors actually got to meet the characters they were actually portraying. They're like real people. And so there's, you know, they're not just like coming up with these different characters based on a book. They're like actually meeting these people. And it's just a really beautiful musical. Like when you leave, it's just very like wow, that was really touching, that was really beautiful. And there's just a lot of like at least on the Broadway show, there's just a lot of talent on the stage when they had to like do all the different characters.
I don't know. It's just it feels very like down to earth.
My number 2 musical, and this is hard not making it number 1. Like I feel bad, but I have a reason for number 1. My number 2 musical is Fun Home, and if any of you guys disagree with me, I don't know what your problem is, because it's like it's just an amazing musical, amazing story. It was one of the few musicals where it wasn't like immediately afterwards I turned to the person I was with and was like, oh, what a good show. Like me and my sister, we saw it together before the Tonys, and we were like bawling our eyes out, and we like looked at each other and we were like, don't look at me. And like immediately without saying anything, walked into the merchandise line, just like not even saying, oh, you want to buy a t-shirt? We were just like, we're buying stuff now because the musical was amazing. Just wow, like the way it deals with like family relationships and how complicated they can be, and just how complicated life can be, and how decisions influence your life and everything. It was absolutely one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. On top of just the way that they produced it, like the set and everything, that was just so cool how they did it. So
you saw it in the round, right?
Yeah, I saw it in the round. Yeah. So you saw it in like proscenium, right?
Yeah, I saw it at AT&T, and it was so good. I wish I could have seen it in the round though. I think it would have been amazing.
Okay, my second one, guys, all mine are like really just like stereotypical, but my second favorite one is Wicked. I know it's like also one of those like Les Mis where it's just like really, it can be like, oh, it's overdone, or like people sing it, blah blah blah, Defying Gravity, whatever. I think it's the same as Les Mis. It's like overplayed because it's so good, you know? And like that was actually the first musical I remember listening to. I was like 6 years old and with my brother's friend, and she was like, you should listen to this. And it was Defying Gravity. And it changed me. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm a new person now.
Something's changed within you.
Yeah, something has changed inside me. Anyway, little reference there for the fans. Yeah, that's the only like show I've seen more than once. So I've seen it, I guess, just twice, but that's the only one I've seen twice. And yeah, I don't know, it's just so, I feel like there's some, like, all the characters are so well like written, and yeah, my Bach, or is it Vic, whatever his name, the Munchkin, is one of my dream roles, although I'm probably way too tall to play him. Yeah, and it's so fun because it's like, I think it's one of the most accessible shows for non-theater people, because it's like, oh, it's the Wizard of Oz, but from her perspective. So it's an easy sell, I guess, to people if you're trying to like get them to see a show, and it's also well done. So it's not like, I don't know, like a cheap sellout, but it's just an easy access.
Okay, I'm gonna reveal my number 1 favorite musical, and actually kind of new development, but my favorite musical, kind of an Easter egg because I'm wearing the shirt today, is, you can't see it, Matilda. I love Matilda so much. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, but so I stage managed it when we did it a few weeks ago, and I had like no exposure to the show before then. I like didn't even listen to the music before, because I was like, I don't want to hear British children singing, like it's just gonna but I love the script. It's so quirky. I love Roald Dahl. I love like the message of empowerment and like standing up against people who are doing like bad things. And it's like so funny. Like the adults are so like crazy and like having evil characters that are also like funny and kooky, and like everyone like getting what they deserve and having sort of like a sweet storyline. I think it's just perfect. Like every night I watch a show, I usually, if I'm stage managing a show, I'm like, okay, I'm done watching this by the end. but I probably could have like gone on and on because I loved watching it every single night. I just think it's perfect and I love it. I love the weird moments and I love that it's weird.
My number one is interesting because I don't know that a lot of people would agree with this, but my number one, Secret Garden. I love Secret Garden. It is my all-time favorite show. First of all, it was the music and lyrics are by two women. Woohoo! So we stan women artists, but the music is it is just gorgeous. It is every song is just so beautiful, and I don't feel like every song is like the song. They didn't throw away any songs. Of course, we know like in her eye. No, what's
Lily's
the song?
Eyes.
Thank you, Lily's Eyes. But like, there's still like every song. Thank you. Woo! Do we know that song? But no, I feel like they really wrote it so every song was just impacted you, and it wasn't like a throwaway song. And then, of course, the ghosts. The ghosts are my favorite part. At least in Plaza's productions, so Secret Garden is the first production at Plaza I ever saw, in like the OG theater, like OG, and they were like stood in like a maze, but with frames around their head. It was cool. The ghosts are cool. I like the ghosts.
I'll say one thing about Secret Garden. I don't like it. It just bores me. I don't like it. I don't like any music. I only like Wick. Wick is the only song I like, and I really like it, but I don't like it. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's exciting. It thrills me.
Madison is wrong. Then I love the Secret Garden too. Actually, this is really depressing. We were doing of it right now at MSU, and it got canceled because of the virus.
My number one, the reason why it's number one is because this is a musical that for years now, since I've liked musical theater, I will go back to and watch it. The songs still to this day, if I hear them, will make me cry or at least evoke some kind of emotion, and that's Into the Woods. Especially like just like the message of like not being alone and depending on your family and the people you choose to be your family. Woo! Tearing up. Think about it. I love it so much, and I'm one of Bernadette Peters' biggest fans. And so going back and watching her amazing performance in the 1980s recording, it's just, I don't think anything can beat it. It's just, it has the big production numbers that you want in musical theater, but the intimate moments that really like make a musical special.
Okay, so my number one musical is also a classic, West Side Story. It's my favorite show because, I don't know, so many reasons. It was the first show I ever did at Plaza. It's just, I love, also, Sondheim again, lyrics by Sondheim. The words are, the lyrics are just beautiful. The score is beautiful, Leonard Bernstein. And it's just, I feel like it was way ahead of its time in terms of the themes it dealt with, you know, because it's all about racism and even like, I don't know, even the way it talks about like women and sexism and yeah, and I love how it's also, again, another well-known story. It's like, when I'm describing it to people who don't know it, I'm like, well, it's Romeo and Juliet, but like with gangs. It's my goal to play a single white male in that show. I don't know if I'm too old to play the little gang member yet now, but it's one of my life goals.
Hey guys, well, I think that was a very productive discussion. I loved hearing all of your opinions. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be doing more of these, so just stay tuned for more Live from Plaza videos and our Plaza Blogs videos. And make sure if you'd like to support the theater, click the link down below and it'll take you to a link for donating, because right now we're not producing shows, so we'd really love to get some donations from people. Bye.